Welcome to our geography class. Students, today we are going to know a second chapter in geography, that is physical features of India. At the end of this chapter, you will be able to learn different landforms of India, the tectonic plates of India, the formation of Indian subcontinent. Students, where do you live? Yes, we all are living in plains. So, we all are familiar with vast stretches of plain land. In contrast, many people they live on deserts, some live on mountains, some live in islands, and some live on plateaus also. Students, you have already learned earlier that India is a vast country with varied landforms, isn't it? Yes. Where do we live? We live on plains. As we have discussed earlier that people, the distribution of population is varied in different relief features. You might have wondering about that these physical features, how these physical features have been formed. We will learn more about these physical features of India and how they have formed. Students, what do you find in this picture? Yes, you have seen the marble and soapstone. Yes, we find different types of rocks. Some are very hard like marble, which has been used for making the Taj Mahal. And whereas some of the stones are very soft, they are like soapstone. So this soapstone, which we will use it for making of talcum powder. So the color of soil varies from one place to another place because soil is formed out of different types of rocks. So have you ever thought of about the causes of these variations? Most of these variations are caused due to differences in rock formation. Students, here you can see the Indian plate in this world map. Let us know how this Indian plate has formed. India is a large landmass formed during the different geological periods, which has influenced her relief. Besides the geological formations, a number of processes such as weathering, it means breaking of stones, erosion and deposition have created and modified the relief to its present form. That is why we can see mountains, plains, plateaus, deserts and islands now in India. Students, our earth scientists have tried to explain the formation of physical features with the help of some theories. They are nothing but the theory of plate tectonics. According to this theory, the crust or the upper part of the earth has been formed out of 7 major and some minor plates, which we have seen in the earlier slide. Now, the movement of these plates results in the building up of stresses within the plates and the continental rocks above leading to folding of the land or faulting of the land or the volcanic activity. So these plate movements are classified into three types, which you can see here. The first one diverging boundary, second one converging boundary, and the third one transform boundary. While some plates come towards each other and form convergent boundary, here you can see the arrow mark at the same direction. Then that leads to converging boundary, leads to land folding. And now you can see the two arrow marks at different sides. So it leads to the separation of land and forms a ridge. That's called diverging boundary. And in the third slide, you can see the transform boundary. It means you can see the arrow mark, one to the above, the other one to the below. So it leads to breakage of land and drifting of land masses to the upper side and the lower side. So these are the three tectonic plate movements. They are the converging boundary, diverging boundary and transform boundary. So the movement of these plates have changed the position and the size of the continents over millions of years. Such movements have also influenced the evolution of the present landforms features of India. Children, do you know? We don't have the 7 continents which we see now. We only used to have only one supercontinent, that is Pangaea, and the only one and only ocean which surrounds the Pangaea is Panthalassa. So by the movement of these tectonic plates over millions of years later, it has become Laurasia and Gondwana. So this Pangaea has divided into two parts. The upper part is called Laurasia and the lower part is called Gondwana. After 100 million years ago, these Laurasia and Gondwana, again they are subdivided into these many continents. So this is the Earth, present Earth today, which we see now. The oldest landmass, the peninsular part, was a part of Gondwana. What is Gondwana land? Actually, it is the southernmost part, means southern part of the ancient supercontinent Pangaea, which we have seen earlier. So, the Gondwana land included India, Australia, South Africa, America, Antarctica as one single landmass. The conventional currents split the crust into a number of pieces, thus leading to the drifting of Indo-Australian plate after being separated from the Gondwana land towards the north. Actually, India is a part of Gondwana, but now India is in Eurasian plate. The northward drifted resulted the collision of the plate with the much larger Eurasian plate. So this Indian plate from the Gondwana landmass separated from the Gondwana and drifted towards the north and joined the Eurasian plate where near the Asia. So the Asian plate is pushing the Indian plate downwards. Plate is pushing the Asian plate upwards. So there it leads to the formation of Himalayas. So what do you understand with this, children? There were no Himalayas in the previous, but now they are present. They are present because of this tectonic plate movements. So this is the original picture of the Indian landmass, which has been separated from the Gondwana and drifted towards the north and collided with the Eurasian plate. So there it forms the Himalayas, and from the Himalayas, in due course of time, the depression got filled in between the Himalayas and the Peninsular Plateau by the rivers, where the sediments of the rivers has been deposited in that hollow place, and there it forms the largest plains. A flat land of extensive alluvial deposits led to the formation of northern plains of India. So the Himalayas and the northern plains are the most recent landforms. The Himalayan mountains form an unstable zone. That is why we observe earthquakes very frequent, children, over there. The whole mountain system of Himalayas represent a youthful topography with high peaks, deep valleys and fast flowing rivers. The northern plains are formed out of alluvial deposits. The peninsular plateau is composed of igneous and metamorphic rocks with gently rising hills and wide valleys. The physical features of India can be grouped under the following physiographic divisions. These are the major physiographic divisions of India. Those are the Himalayan mountains, the northern plains, the peninsular plateau, the Indian desert, the coastal plains and the islands. Let us know each one of them in detail in the coming class. Thank you. Stay tuned.